Hello again, everyone. Welcome back. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, I call it Brace for Impact because this market is in free fall and we closed down very hard on Friday. Who knows what's going to happen on Monday, but the picture doesn't look real pretty at this moment in time. All right, we're going to take a look at the S&P 500, look at several of the indicators, and then take a look at gold and silver, which look like they're getting a little bit of life to them here over the last 2 weeks. We'll see if they break out to the upside. Now, when we look at this is a weekly view, the Dow, the S&P, the Nasdaq composite. The Dow was down 1,646, 4.6% this last week. The S&P 500 was down 265 points at 5.7%. And the Nasdaq composite down 1,124, 7.5%. The dashed red line I've got on here is the 2021 low for each one of these. So I've got my eye on that because I think if we close down below that, that's going to be an interesting marker for us as we go forward. But right now, it looks like we're in the process of rolling over. And of course, the Nasdaq composite is the one that's been getting hit the hardest. Let's take a look. Let's go back to the home screen. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Okay, my count is I've got this coming out of this big ending diagonal pattern, kind of a stretched out ending diagonal pattern, but I think we are in minute wave 3. Okay, that's this pattern right here, this wave structure. 5 waves down. Okay, minute wave 3 is where we're at, and I think it's going to be going a lot lower, honestly. But in terms of this 4366, that is simply where a normal length wave 3 would be based on wave 1. And I got my doubts as to whether that's going to hold because right now, when I look underneath the covers and look at the internal wave structure right now going down, we're not close to having 5 waves complete within this third wave. Where are we in a 5-wave move? We are trying to flesh out minor wave 1. So this pattern right here, we're like right here. We're like right in the middle of this. And so everybody's thinking, is the market about to crash? Is it going to crash? In a third wave, we are in a third wave of a third wave here within minor wave 1. That's typically when things are very strong. That's to the, either downside or upside, but in this case, we're going down. And typically when you see gaps created, great gaps to the downside. Now, where does the market typically crash? In a third wave. So am I expecting a major crash right now? I'm not, but who knows what this market's going to give us. What this looks like and is acting like is very much like February, March of 2020. If we go back and take a look at February, March 2020, look how here is 7 days down. We had the first 4 days down. Then we had a 2-day bounce back in March, back in 2020. We had a 2-day bounce to the high right there. Then we had a hard down. Do you see the gaps appearing? Major gaps, major reversals too. Rallies that, the bulls would start to think, yeah, here we go again, boys. And then no, they slam it down hard. They slam it hard. They gapped all the way, closed all the way up here at its high, opened it all the way down here. We're doing a little bit of that kind of action. This strong little rally that happened here over 2.5 days, and then we just hammered it. And then right in here, for example, what was it, Thursday? The Dow was up, I don't remember the numbers on the S&P, but the Dow was up 461 points, ends up down over 300. So the same kind of price action is occurring right now, and it just looks like this. What we're missing is the gappiness to the downside. And so you look at and say, well, okay, well, minute wave 1, this is minute wave 1, this is minute wave 2, here's minute wave 2. I'm looking for minute wave 3 to end. Minute wave 3 really didn't end till right here back in 2020 in March. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the put to call readings. Okay, here's current. Here's where that new wave one that I just talked about ended. Not getting any kind of extreme, and the 10-day is still just at 0.52. Now we're getting a little bit more kicking in, but still we're not getting extreme. Here's where new wave one ended back in 2020. 0.85 reading, 10-day of 0.66. Okay, and here's where we were. So it was a little bit worse in terms of the 1 day, a little bit worse in terms of the 10-day moving average. Now, in terms of where the third wave down ended, we experienced a really high reading of 128 puts for every 100 calls. And the 10-day then got to 0.99, 2 days after the end of new wave 3. Well, we haven't even seen any of that kind of degree of extreme yet in terms of sentiment. You know, we've had a 1 day big pickup, but there's no way I would sit back and say a 0.90 or 90 puts for every 100 calls is the extreme reading that would indicate a bottom. So we'll see what happens, but that's just my take. That's my perspective based on what I'm seeing. And, you know, and I went back and I was looking at 2007 too, but I just wanted to do a quick comparison to 2020, just because of the way this looks very similar in terms of the price action to 2020. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of indicators, starting off with the VIX. So as you can imagine, the VIX is exploding to the upside, up 3.26 on Friday, closing at 28.85. Big move. We've broken this trend line I had drawn over the last 4 days. We broke out starting on Tuesday. So I mean, who knows how far we're going to get. I mean, we got a high up here over 35.32 on December 3rd. But back in March of 2020, we got over 85 in terms of the reading. Okay, and I believe we even got higher than that in 2008. So yeah, this can get pretty extreme and the volatility can really pick up. Well, let's take a look at the high lows. And I'm going to pull up the New York Stock Exchange first. 526, minus 526. So what is that saying? This is a net between the stocks hitting 52-week lows and stocks hitting 52-week highs. So minus 526 means there's more hitting 52-week lows than highs, 526 of them more. Well, you can see we're not even close to the extreme that happened in March of 2020 at minus 2380. But if you look at the Nasdaq, there's a heck of a lot more negativity going on, and it's minus 1304 as compared to minus 2093 that occurred back then. So there's a lot of damage going on, and yeah, this is in free fall right now. Okay, let's see. Oh, let me show you one more thing too. I'm struggling with my voice here today, so I apologize. On the S&P 500, we are right now sitting at the 50% level in terms of half the stocks are above their 200-day and half the stocks are below their 200-day. And you can see it's basically fallen off a cliff the last week. And here's where we're at. Okay, so that's the picture, and we're rapidly in descent. All right, let's take a look at gold and silver. I'm going to pull those up. Here's GLD. Here's the picture I want to look at. Here's what happened on the daily. It was down 56 cents on Friday, but we're rapidly approaching this trend line. And let me pull over the weekly chart. Here's really what's of most interest to me. The last 2 weeks, we've had a nice surge, and I think we're getting ready to break out of this triangle. And if we do, I think we're going to get a nice thrust in another move up in terms of another leg to the upside. So we'll see if we get that. All of a sudden, it seems like it's wanting to come to life. We'll see if we get the follow through. And when you look at silver, it's a similar type thing, just not the same picture. And I have altered this from a couple of weeks, 3 weeks ago. You know, I had like an ending diagonal pattern, and one of the viewers commented that, you know, hey, it looks like, you know, having the pattern that you were talking about, like the measurement's just a little bit off. And when I double checked, he was absolutely right. And so this is my best take. I still think this is a very complex. You typically don't see this for a wave 2. like this, typically you look for a more sharp 50 to 61.8% retracement, but it is what it is. I mean, it's been doing nothing but going sideways since August of 2020. So right now, I'm looking for this thing to break out, and it tried. It started this last week, broke above this trend line, reached a high of 2271. We'll see if we get the follow through that we're looking for a wave 3 to the upside. And that's just a placeholder in terms of the direction. You know it's going up. All right, so that's the way silver looks. Actually, this was much stronger percentage-wise than gold this last week. I was looking at the ETF dashboard that I fill out every week for the members, and this was the strongest of the commodities that I was tracking. So at least for this last week, and silver has not been acting like that at all for a long, long time. Okay, that's it for this weekend. If you felt like the video was helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit that little subscriber button. And if you'd like more of this kind of information on a regular basis, head on over to joehenches.net. Check out the website, check out the membership. Everyone have a great weekend. We'll see what happens on Monday.